Ravenclaw, my lovelies. How are you doing today? I hope everything is well. And hi again. Uh, One day I will be consistent, I promise. I really enjoy doing these. I just don't really get the opportunity to do them as often as I'd like to. We just had some changes. One of them also being that I'm working off of a new phone right now. So if the picture quality isn't that great, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's the best I can do right now. My old phone died. I thought this would be a better camera, and so far I'm slightly disappointed. So anyways, welcome to your weekly general reading. And if you're new here, hi. If you're returning, thank you. Well, either way, thank you. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? So I'm feeling, yeah, that looks good. But I'm going to take that half because that's the one that I'm feeling. And let's just see what's in store, shall we? So yeah, the thing with me is that if my energy is being pulled and clouded by the other energies around me, I don't want to do readings during that time because I just don't feel like it's fair to you. I'm not doing you justice. And as it is, pulling cards and doing readings is already a lot of energy to be pulling in. So doing that when there's already other stuff that's just taking away from me being me, yeah, it's just not the right thing to do. And unfortunately, that's kind of how my life goes sometimes. I know, it's not really funny. I should try to stay more serious and consistent with all of this, but man, it's hard. It's really hard. Starting something new and then sticking to it. I always start stuff. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing that. Whatever. You know, at least I take care of the farm every day and the animals are happy and fat. And what else can I ask for, really? So yeah. But anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe. And yeah, hopefully we can get a couple more cards. Well, what, 4 more cards out? And then we can see what's in store for you, yeah? Some of them are sticking, so I'm kind of debating on if I want to pull those ones or not. Like, see those two? Kind of have a feeling with those ones. 2 more, and then we'll pull a clarifier, okay? Oh, there it is. Oh wow, 2 jokers, really? Okay. Running away. Oh no? Well, let's see. It's either running away or running to. Despair. 8 of Wands. Okay, Ravenclaw. Let's see what we've got for you, okay? Give me just a moment. Queen and Tina. Queen and Tina. Okay, so first we have Tina. And then we have Barty Crouch, Senior. Then we have Potions. And this other card that every time it shows up, I always think of it as the Riddle House. Not sure if that is what it is. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments below. But that's kind of how I always see that one. And then we have Professor Karkaroff. And then we have one of the first jokers, which is basically when the creatures from Newt's suitcase are looking out, and it says Muggleworthy on there. We have Queenie and Grigorovich, the wand maker. So there's Queenie. And if you're ever wondering what cards I'm using, I'll try to remember to leave the playlist down below so that way you can take a look at what they are. And then we have the Joker, and this is the Mountain Troll. And then I don't remember the name of him, but he is one of the Snatchers. And then finally the Clarifier, the Eight of Wands. No, I'm so sorry. The Eight of Cups, Despair. Okie dokie. So, like we usually do, give me a few moments. Let me look these over and see what we've got. Okay, so I'm having a bit of difficulty putting this together, so I'm just going to talk this out, okay? Right here, we have two queens, okay? In this particular deck, this is actually a German deck, and the D's, I don't know exactly what the word is, but they are the queens. That's what they stand for. And, you know, and they're both kind of facing opposite directions, both looking at the camera, both doing, you know, a slight shoulder to the camera kind of movement. One is a very suspicious, investigative energy, and then the other one is just like the first word that comes to my mind is seductress, but more like you know, something that's really sweet, can lure you in, but can also really, you know, mess you up. Like very much both queen energy. This one's more a little bit obvious. This one's more almost like undercover, where you just couldn't think that she could do anything bad just because the energy she puts out. Whereas if you cross her, you know she's taking you down. Like they both can, but one you're suspecting it, one you're not suspecting it. That's just what I got so far, okay? But here, you know, she's got her wand and it's pointing up, right? And Barty is kind of almost looking up at the exact direction that she's pointing to. But we do know that in this particular scene, he's also heading an investigation, right? Trial, investigation, kind of a mixture of both. And that's where Karkaroff is. Like, that is exactly this scene right here, where he's caged up and he's trying to divulge these secrets, right? She's trying to get to the bottom of the secret, and the secret that he divulges really, really messes him up. But he, for the most part, until much later, he decides on what is right, as opposed to just being like, well, you know, it's my son. No, he actually does send his son to Azkaban, and for a very long time, that's where he stays. Again, like I said, I'm talking this out right now, okay? When I'm looking at the potion box here and the potions over here, there's 6 of the potions, and it's like stuff to make the potions, so 6 bottles and the stuff to make it. Over here, they're already made and they're already labeled. And this is with despair. So when I'm looking at the Snatcher here, with the troll facing in the same direction that he's running, I'm definitely getting the feeling that this is a running away from your problems, running away from that despair, running away from whatever it is that's weighing you down. You want to run away from it, which is pretty heavy energy. I'm so sorry if that's what you're going through right now. That being said, I'm still kind of feeling like that is really the thread of this, because usually when I see this card, it's very abandoned looking. It's very, very dark and dismal, just desolate, right? And I just get that feeling of like this hollow emptiness. And then you put that next to being caged up and maybe wanting to speak your truth and like nobody's believing you. Maybe that's part of what's leading to that despair. Like you have all of the information, you have all of the ingredients, and in your darkest moment, in your darkest hour, you want to speak and you want somebody to hear you. You want somebody to understand what you're going through right now. You don't want somebody who's just going to shut you up and okay, yeah, you're full of it, you're full of it, you're full of it. You want, you know, you don't want somebody that's going to just automatically not believe you. Like you need to say this because it's weighing you down really heavily. And then when we get over here to like the eyeball looking into something or looking out of something, so we know this is the creature looking out. But I feel like this is kind of saying that, you know, we're only human. Okay, muggle worthy, I'm thinking, you know, only human. Like there's going to be these mistakes, and maybe you're just trying to look into this world maybe before all of this pain. Maybe instead of being suspicious of everybody, you want to lead with your heart. Maybe that's what's keeping you from saying what you need to say. Maybe that's why you want to wallow in a bottle, you know, drown yourself in a bottle or something. Have something just take away that pain. And then, when you actually do open your mouth, under great torture and pain, there's no reward afterwards. You know, Grigorovich, he told Voldemort what he wanted to know, and he was still killed. He still lost his life. And, you know, other than knowing he was a wand maker and one of the other ones out there, you know, it did take a lot of torture for him to actually say that. And I feel like this, especially coming from Azkaban, that's a lot of torture as well. Am I saying don't say it? I'm not sure. This might be one of those situations where the truth of what you need to say is bigger than what you can handle right now. And I'm not seeing, I think this is just a really very real moment right now where either you want to run away, or maybe this is one of those battles where, you know, you pick and choose your battles. Maybe you really want to say something, but the consequences might create a bigger monster. Obviously, if this is something horribly serious, then, you know, like legal wise, maybe you should say something, but I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really say that. But I mean, I know there's always situations where it's like, maybe I should have said something, but maybe the monster is just really too big. I mean, we can all handle different amounts of things, and right now I just get the feeling that whatever this is that you've peeked in on, whatever part of this secret, whatever secret you've learned, whatever information that you've learned, I just get the feeling that it's really upset you, and you want to run away from it. And it might just be one of those times where you really have to pick and choose your battles, because that information is going to eat you up. And maybe that's really what it's saying. Maybe it's saying that, you know, the more you run away from speaking out about what you got to say, maybe you told somebody a lie. Maybe you're the one that told somebody a lie, and it's really eating you up right now. And it's this monster that's coming for you. You know, you're dreaming every night of being chased by a monster, and you're running and you're running and you're running. Well, that's why. That's why. Because you're not being honest about what's going on. That really felt more correct than anything else I've already said. I really feel like this is one of those situations where in your dream you're being chased, and that always means you're running away from your problems. So whether it's speaking up about something wrong that you saw, or like somebody doing something to somebody, or somebody just something, right? Or maybe it's even at work. It could be anything. It could be this huge big problem where you have this information and you just nobody's listening to you, and it's locking you up. It's putting you into this little box where you just feel more and more pressure, and you're trying to look out, you're trying to get out, you're trying something. And then with Queenie's energy, she's just so ridiculously sweet. And it was for her love of Jacob, I almost forgot his name, that she ended up making that switch, that she ended up going with Voldemort. She didn't do it because she was a bad person. She thought in her moment of love, she was making that right decision. So maybe that's why you've been deciding to keep your mouth shut. Maybe you have somebody really special in your life that you just don't want to hurt, but it's keeping you up at night. It's killing you. It's torturing you. Something within that realm, I just feel like, it's time to speak your truth. That's what's holding you back and giving you this horrible feeling of despair. And that's going to be your only way out of it. The only way he was able to get out was by speaking his truth. He spoke his truth and he died, but I think this is more so of the energy of just, it's killing you. The life is getting sucked out of you, and that monster is getting closer and getting closer, and you feel like you just need to run for your life. And by all means, any of those situations, you can speak your truth, and maybe it won't go so well. Maybe you won't get forgiveness, but at least you'll get it off your back. Or you could just remove yourself from the situation and not have to say a damn thing at all. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know who this applies to. Again, general reading. So hopefully somebody out there that helped. And I'm going to end it there. Ravenclaw, I love you guys. And I will try my best to stay on top of doing these. As long as my energy is good and I'm not clouded by other people's energy and just other things going on, I will continue to do these. It takes a lot out of me, but I enjoy these so much because I know that there is some of you out there who watch these videos and like the videos, and that just makes me feel like, oh my gosh, somebody is benefiting from it. Obviously I'm doing it for someone. So if that's you and you got something out of it, know that I love you. Know that I appreciate you. And yeah, that's it. So I'll talk to you later, okay? See you soon. Bye.